Welcome to Voices, a time to listen.
What you're about to see tonight is a show about people.
People who are affected by the AIDS virus. Their thoughts, their emotions.
People who are all a part of this collective human race.
Yet all individual voices that need to be heard.
This is about people you know.
People who make up your own community.
The logo you see on your program tonight was designed by a local 11-year-old child who has AIDS.
Although she will be performing in tonight's show, we won't be able to introduce her to you. Her family has had to keep her illness a secret.
There are still people out there who would create an uproar in her community and school, a fear based on ignorance.
Silence will not make this deadly disease go away. It's time for the voices to be heard. It's time to wake up and listen. It's time to raise your own voice. It's time to start.
All the things that I feel, I've got some questions that set my spirit spinning. It's time for me to open up and really get real. Constant confrontations, every good and evil, convince me that I can't control my circumstance. But sitting on the sidelines is not the right solution. I've got to learn to shrink myself, gotta take a chance.
I don't really understand why I waste my breath tossing words to the air that don't mean a thing.
You're not okay, so I do say
Gotta get to the bottom line and share it from my heart, cause I know that some of you have hit the floor before. In the interest of human survival, I'm standing up to sing this human song. I'm laying down my human nature. Raising my voice now to sing this human song.
Somebody else said that I would sing you. I've come to realize I don't have all the answers. If I need someone to lean on, I'll be looking for you.
I don't really understand why I waste my breath tossing words to the air that don't mean a thing. I gotta get to the bottom line and share it from the heart, cause I know that some of you have hit the floor before. In the interest of human survival, I'm standing up to sing this human song. I'm laying down my human nature. I'm raising my voice now to sing this human song. Human song, human song, human song, human song, human. I'm standing up to
yes. 108 West 13th Street. Thank you, I'll try. You have a nice day, too.
Ladies and gentlemen, the star of Santa Barbara and Dynasty, Gordon Thompson.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The AIDS Memorial Quilt is a tribute to the over 100,000 people who've died of AIDS in this country in the last 10 years. It consists of panels 3 feet by 6 feet, which happen to be the dimensions of a human grave. They're each a labor of love made by friends, family, and loved ones. And they are as diverse as the people in whose memory they've been made. They can be very simple. They can be a child writing across a panel. And they can be elaborate works by professional artists. They are all works of art. And when they are sewn together, they make 12-foot by 12-foot sections. Each section is an astonishing quilt all by itself. And when these 12-foot by 12-foot sections are laid together, the effect is overwhelming. This quilt is a sign of what we all share. And each of us will look at it in a different way, obviously. But it seems to me that the main purpose is a very, very simple one. It reminds us to remember their names, because if we forget them, we run the danger of forgetting ourselves. Thank you.
Try to be calm, try to be clear, try to identify present emotions, their panic and fear. Try to be calm, try to be cool, try to proceed in an orderly fashion and not be a jittering fool. Well, I've decided to do it and now I must follow it through. Although I don't know what I'm going to do, I should be calm, I should get dressed, I should relax, get my alpha waves going because I am stressed. Try to detach, try to unwind, try to begin to get into a steadier, orderly, rational mind. Although I long to be steady, I'm ready to tear out my hair. What's more, I don't know what I'm going to wear. So, what do you wear when you're going to go to the Gay and Lesbian Center? Why do they have the quilting workshop there? How do you dress when you're spending the day at the Gay and Lesbian Center? When you want to look like you fit in, but you don't want to look like you really belong. Wrong! Homophobia! I know, but that isn't a problem. Don't make it a problem. It's sort of a problem. All right, it's a problem. Acknowledge the problem. Let go of the problem. You're late. Get dressed and go calmly. What do they do? What will I see? What if there's only one heterosexual there, and it's me? What if I am? Hey, that's okay. What if somebody comes on to me thinking because I am there that I'm gay? Oh, it's distressing, I know I'm obsessing, but what if it's true? And with all of the ifs, I don't know what to do. But what if somebody I know sees me go in the Gay and Lesbian Center? What if I have to use the bathroom there? Oh, what if I die and I lie on the floor of the Gay and Lesbian Center? And my parents must come for the body, and I don't know how I would ever explain. Wrong! That's ridiculous. I know. Stop wasting your time creating a drama. You're late. Get dressed and go. I have the cloth, I have the thread, I have the lab coat the one with the stencil that says Dr. Ted. I have the pins, I have the glue, and in my bag there's a couple of 2.5 milligram Valium too. I have my feelings and fears which I'm trying like mad to subdue, and I wish I knew what I'm going to do at the Gay and Lesbian Center. Oh!
Colors, interwoven pieces of lives made up of memories now far away. Panels of our friends, our lovers and sons, each one a special part of me. They were all brave fighters, they weren't here for long, but the message of their lives still carries clear and strong. Taught me I must live my life now, not to wait, holding back your love until tomorrow is too late. I only knew a few, yet knew them all. For the ones who loved them left behind a quilt to keep their memories standing tall, to keep them close at heart and close to mind. And the truth shines so clear, love replaces the fear, so we've got to remember their names.
Eric Lanson Bundridge, Paul Hollingsworth, Sam Spur, Billy Barr, John Belskis, Danny Morrow, Joe Choate, John Paul Bowles, Dean Allen Soleil, Davy Jones, John Winston, Drew LaFace, Robert A. Spur, Nicholas Maurice, Paul Bronco, Carlton Newth, Larry Taylor, Paul Boston, Michael Brown, Gordon Woods, Raymond Tasco, Willie Camella, Alan Estes, Anthony Moorcroft, Ed Brinkley, Joe McDonald, Robin Jacobson, Leonard Connor.
And someday, when it's over, what will remain to be a shining memory? Finding it's the love inside of the pain. Each life reminds us lovingly. And when it's all over, we'll look back on how it was, remembering the souls that lit the flames. So to honor the gifts that they gave us in life, we have got to remember their names. Remember their names. Remember their
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Put your hands together, everybody. All right. Why don't you swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride? Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord, come and easy. I've got a home on the other side. I sing because, yes, I sing. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow. I know he watches over me. I looked over Jordan, what did I see? Come on, to carry me home. My baby was coming after me. Come on, to carry me home. If you get there before I do, come on, to carry me home. Tell all of my friends I'm on my way to. Come on, to carry me home. I sing because, yes, I sing. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow. I know he watches over me. Walk him up the stairs. Walk him up the stairs. Help him out the door. Help him out the door. Drown a sinner, go under. Walk him up the stairs. Never gonna shake your thunder. Walk him up the stairs. Save him from the fire, Lord. Help him out the door. Lift him ever higher, Lord. Help him out the door. Take him up the hill. Take him up the hill. Push him up the high. Push him up the high. Walk.
Over a year ago, members of the professional entertainment industry decided to make a united stand against AIDS in Central Florida. It's their overwhelming support that's resulted in tonight's show. We wish to express our gratitude to the Performers Unions, Actors Equity Association, the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, the American Guild of Musical Artists, the American Guild of Variety Artists, the Screen Actors Guild through the Theater Authority for their cooperation for permitting the artists to appear in this production. We'd also like to thank the American Federation of Musicians. And let us not forget the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees. The entertainment community outside of Orlando has also raised its voice in support of tonight's event. In our audience tonight are the stars of The Guiding Light, Amelia Marshall, Leonard Stabb, Monty Sharp, and from One Life to Live, Wortham Kremer. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce John Davidson.
I am so glad to be here, and let me try to explain why. I'm one of the millions of people in the world who's been saying for the last, how many years, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, AIDS doesn't affect me, HIV disease doesn't affect me. But in the last year, the last couple of years, having close friends who have passed away, reading all the overwhelming evidence of Newsweek and Time magazine and all the television specials, I was ready for the call when the Walt Disney Studio, my friends there, called and said, would I be a part of this event tonight? I have never participated in anything to take a stand against HIV disease. I feel guilty about that, as do millions of people. But I want to start today, and I thank you for letting me start today. Mankind I applaud you. Mankind has HIV disease. And if mankind has HIV disease, then John Davidson has HIV disease. The Walt Disney Studio has HIV disease. And that's why we're all here. And I thank you for this opportunity. The honorary co-persons of Voices, A Time to Listen, Burt Reynolds and Lonnie Anderson, are unable to be here tonight. I think you all know that. But I have a wonderful job of placing a phone call. Actually, somebody else is placing the phone call, and I get to talk to the lovely and talented Lonnie Anderson, I think. Hello, Lonnie. Are you there?
Hello, John. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Can you hear that?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
We so appreciate you taking time out, Lonnie. I think you're in California at this time.
We are in California. We wish we were there because we love being in Florida, and we would love to be at this event because certainly this is something that our hearts are with. And Bert is right in the middle of filming Evening Shade, and I was plucked from the audience to come over and hopefully lend some support and tell you how honored we are to be the co-chairpersons for Voices and how sorry we can't be there.
I know you have a message for us. Just go right ahead.
Okay. Well, first of all, we want to thank all the volunteers and the cast members and everyone who's given their time and talent and love to this event. I've been listening on the phone to this wonderful show, and I'm very, very upset that I can't be there. I'm so jealous because it sounds fabulous. And we also want to applaud the audience members for supporting this benefit. Without you, of course, it would be nothing. So thank you so much. And John, thank you for being there.
Thank you, Lonnie, and thank you to Burt Reynolds. And now, on with the show.
do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? What'll I do with only dreams of you that won't come true? What'll I do?
I was dealing with my positive diagnosis for HIV. I was taking AZT, but it wasn't working. I developed PCP, Kaposi sarcoma. I lost my appetite due to thrush. Every time I develop a new problem, I have to take more medications, daily shots, blood transfusions. I thought about suicide. Why not? No more medicine, no more tests, no more pain. And then you came into the picture. Beth, you helped me to see that every day that I am alive is important and vital. You're always, always there for me. Your hope, courage, and dignity.
I'll be loving you always, with a love that's true always. When the things we've planned need a helping hand, I will understand always, always.
Michael, you act like you don't want to touch me anymore. Maybe you think I'm afraid to touch you. You seem to be afraid to be close anymore or to let people in. You've always helped other people. Why can't you let them help you? I worry. I worry about whether you're really taking care of yourself. You say you are, but you close off from people. And what's that going to be like, not to have anybody there? You've always made me feel so special. You make everybody feel special. But somehow, I've always felt the most special. And now it's your turn. I really wish that I could express to you how much you mean to me. You are my heart.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through.
My girlfriend and I have been dating for a while now, and things are getting pretty serious. She told me that she wouldn't make love to me unless I wore a condom. Now, I tried to tell her that it just didn't feel the same. I told her that I wasn't gay or anything and that I didn't shoot drugs. Well, she suggested that we go get tested for AIDS. Fine. I thought, no big deal. When the test came back positive, I said, no, not me. There must be some kind of mistake. Test me again. And they did. And it was positive. And I was completely devastated. But I was lucky because I was diagnosed early. You see, I'm taking much better care of myself now. I go to the support group, and there are people there who were diagnosed 8 years ago. Now, the experts are saying they may have a cure in about 10 years. Can you imagine? A cure. A cure for AIDS. I plan to be around for that.
the moon, but I'll be seeing you.
We must bring salvation back. Where there is love, I'll be there. I'll reach out my hand to you. I'll have faith in all you do. Just call my name, and I'll be there. I'll be
I'll be there. To comfort you. I built my world of dreams around you. I'm so glad I found you, yeah. I'll be there. With love so strong, I'll be your strength. You know I keep holding on.
Let me fill your heart with joy and laughter. Togetherness, well, it's all I'm after. Just call my name, and I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there to protect you.
Yeah, baby.
With that unselfish love that respects you. Just call my name, and I'll be there. I'll be there.
Oh, I'll be there to comfort you. My world dreams around you. You know so glad about you. I'll be
If you should ever find someone new, I know she better be good to you. 'Cause if she doesn't, I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be I'll be there. Don't you know now, baby? I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my name. I'll be there. Just call my name, and I'll be
A time to listen. I'll say that again. The motives behind Voices, A Time to Listen are manyfold: to increase awareness, perhaps to influence behavior, to remember those who have already left us. But let's face it, the real reason we're all here is to raise money. The money raised by tonight's event goes to a number of beneficiary organizations, among them the Actors Fund of America, Centaur, Central Florida AIDS Unified Resources Incorporated, the Serenity House Pediatric AIDS Foundation, the University of Central Florida HIV/AIDS Institute, the Hope and Health Center of Central Florida, and the Genesis AIDS Project. Representing these groups tonight, we have a number of volunteers, some of whose names I have and some I'm sure I don't. But please, let's give a big hand to Sharon Douglas, Mary Beth Ramos, Bill Fricke, Mary Matthews, and Nancy Verba. There are many other volunteers who could not be with us tonight. These are the people who have heard the voices calling for assistance. They've volunteered to fight the good fight, and they deserve our utmost support.
Hello. All over the world, people who care are coming together to help those affected by AIDS. Recently, I started doing something in the fight against this terrible disease. I had a close friend who had AIDS. We lived hundreds of miles apart, and it really bothered me. There was nothing I could do to help him. He suggested that I volunteer some time at a local AIDS service group. I found out that here in Central Florida, there are a number of these AIDS service organizations, and they offer a wide range of services, from case management to spiritual guidance to just someone to sit and talk with. After giving it consideration, I picked up the phone and called the Hope and Help Center. I signed up to be a buddy. Hope and Help put me through a training period where I learned to help a PLWA, that's a person living with AIDS, deal with the day-to-day things. Many of them have no support system at all, no family, no friends. They rely on their families at their AIDS service organizations. My buddy's name is Steve. I try to call him every other day just to check in, see how he is. And I stop by whenever I can. You ought to see his face light up whenever I drop by, or hear the lift in his voice whenever he hears my voice on the phone. Steve has taught me so much about life and about dying and about friendship. He's become a part of my family, a part of my life, and he'll always know that there's someone who really cares. I set out to make a positive difference in someone else's life, and it has turned out to be the most rewarding thing I've ever done. These AIDS service organizations get their strength from an army of volunteers, people who want to make a difference, like you, people who know they can make a difference, people willing to share a little time, people willing to share a little love.
dry your eyes. Rest your head close to my heart, never to part, baby of mine. Little one, when you play, don't you mind what they say? Let those eyes sparkle and shine, never a tear, baby of mine. And if they knew, sweet they knew, they would be loving you too. And all those people who scorn you, what they give just for the right to hold you. Ladies and gentlemen, the babies from Serenity House. From your head to your toes, you're not much, goodness knows, but you're so precious to me, cute as can be, baby of mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sandy Patty.
Just one voice singing in the darkness. All it takes is one voice singing so they hear what's on your mind. And when you look around, you'll find there's more than one voice singing in the darkness, joining with your one voice, each and every note another octave. Voice when our hands are joined and fears unlocked, if only one voice was started on its own. We need just one voice facing the unknown. And then that one voice would never be alone. It takes that one voice.
Yesterday they told you you would not go far.
That night you open and there you are.
Next day on your dressing room they've hung a star. Let's go on with the show.
The costumes, the scenery, the makeup, the props, the audience that lifts you when you're down. The headaches, the heartaches, the failures, the flops, the sheriff who escorts you out of town.
The opening when your heart beats like a drum.
The closing when the customers won't come.
There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low. Even when a turkey that you know will fold, you may be stranded out in the cold. Still you wouldn't trade it for a sack of gold. Let's go on with the show. Let's go on with the show. There's no business like show business like no business like no.
1,237 costume designers and theatrical wardrobe personnel have died of AIDS.
Everything about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere can you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow.
924 set designers, lighting designers, and technical support people have died of AIDS.
People like show people, they smile when they are low.
2,146 composers, lyricists, musical directors, and musicians have died of AIDS.
Yesterday they told you you would not go far. That night you open and there you are. Next day on your dressing room they've hung a star.
6,171 actors, singers, and dancers have died of AIDS. Let's go on with the show. Let's go on with the...
Ladies and gentlemen, the composer and lyricist of such Broadway hits as Godspell and Pippin, Stephen Schwartz.
You have just witnessed a staggering illustration of the devastation that AIDS has wrought on the Broadway theater. Some of the names who have gone, some of the talents are very famous. Michael Bennett, the creator of A Chorus Line. Howard Ashman, who wrote Little Shop of Horrors and Beauty and the Beast. Choreographer of Cabaret, Ron Field. David Carroll, the star of Grand Hotel. The list goes on and on and on. But as you've just heard, for every one of those names, there are scores and scores of those whose obituaries did not appear on the front page of the New York Times. Many of those were in the original casts and touring companies of every single one of my shows, and I suspect of everyone who's worked on Broadway in the last 20 years. And this is not even to mention the hundreds of people we know who are HIV positive. One friend of mine, an actor, who moved out to Los Angeles and found some success as a TV actor, died last summer. And I went to a memorial service for him on Long Island, where he grew up. And afterwards I wrote this song for and about him. And I've asked my good friend Lois Sage, who used to be one of the best singers in New York and is now one of the best singers in Orlando, to perform it for you.
dysfunctional people I used to despise. Now the tears in their eyes glittered like diamonds when my eyes were dry. You were not a part of my life, really. I was not a part of your life very much. Our roads went separate ways, and occasional days they would touch. So why should it feel strange? Nothing much would change now that you were gone. You were not a part of my life, and life goes on. Life goes on. There was a picture of you on an easel, looking just like you did on TV. Impossibly handsome, too tan to be true, and your eyes were so blue and clearer than diamonds. There were no bruises or tubes in your chest. There were no patches of skull in your hair, no hollow stare and no skeleton grin. The bones through your skin brittle as diamonds as you struggled for air. But you were not a part of my life, really. So I tell myself this numbness I feel isn't bad. Every day is so many fall. If we grieved for them all, we'd go mad. Best to keep controlled, just a little cold, just a bit withdrawn. You're no longer part of this life, and life goes on. And we trooped out to the pretty little grave when the speeches were done, and we all mumbled some pretty little prayer beneath the warm, indifferent sun. And I wanted some careless politician with some cruel gun I could blame. It's all so unfair, and they don't seem to care. Still, I'm painfully aware I'm the same. Over the white stone bridge, we
gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street without enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top, and one man's soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Na 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 na. Yeah, I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize there are some with no hope, not a nickel alone. Could it be, really be, pretending that they're not alone? A willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and washed out dreams. They follow the pattern of the wind you see, 'cause they got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Oh yeah. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer.
If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make the change. You gotta get it right while you got the time. 'Cause when you close your heart, then you close your mind.
Starting with the man
in the mirror. Oh yeah.
No, I ain't
gonna change.
No message could have been any clearer.
If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change.
You know it, you know it, you know it. Change. Make that change.
Oh, we never know where life will take us. It isn't just a ride on the wheel. And we never know when death will shake us. And we wonder how it will feel. Goodbye, my friend. I know I'll never see you again, but the time God gave us for all these years will help to dry my tears. It's okay now. Goodbye, my friend. I've seen a lot of things that made me crazy, and I've really held on to you. You could have run away and left, well, maybe, but it wasn't time, and we both knew. Goodbye, my friend. In heaven I will see you again, and the love you gave me for all these years will help to dry my tears. I'm okay now. Goodbye, my friend. A life so fragile, a love so pure. We can't hold on, but we try. We watch how quickly it disappears, and it's hard to know why. But I'm okay now. Goodbye, my friend. You can go now. Go on home now. Goodbye, my friend.
I'm going to have to say goodbye to another friend soon. With a whisper, so many voices silenced, so many words unspoken. For every life this disease takes, it leaves the rest of us to deal with its senselessness. And so we gather to do the only thing that we can do: cherish our memories and celebrate the loving spirit of those we have lost. But now, I'm thinking about the voices that remain, about all of us, families, friends of AIDS victims. While we fight to change tomorrow, we must also work to heal ourselves today. Like so many recovering journeys, ours is about breaking the silence, to confront the denial, speak the truth, accept, and even forgive. We are the voices that remain, voices that can tear down walls and build bridges, voices that can bring together what this disease would keep apart. Someday, we will find a way to stop all this tragedy. But until then, I'll cry, but I'll walk on. And when the tears are through, I'll carry a piece of you every step of my way. Break the silence.
And the raindrops tumble all around. Heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found. dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome once again the winner of 5 Grammy Awards, Sandy Patty.
Never was the world in such a need of peace, and never has contentment been so hard to find. So many men reaching out their hands, our brothers and sisters in so many lands. If ever kindness was needed, then it's crying out to us. The time is now. The time is now. I want the peace. I want the love for all the world. People of joy with children of hope for all the world. Harbor of light, I'll be a light that you shine through. 'Cause you are the peace and you are the hope for all the world. What's it gonna take before we show some charity, compassion, and mercy the way it's meant to be? Now tell me
Say who'll take the time for the ones who truly need, and pray for a nation that's out on the street. What man is greater than his brother? 'Cause in our Father's eyes, we're all the same. And I want love for all the world. People of joy, the children of hope, for all the world. Father of light, I'll be a light that you shine through. 'Cause you are the peace and you are the hope for all the world. Learn a song of freedom and teach it to our children. And pray the grace of God will lead the way. I want the peace of all the world. Joy, hope for all the world. You shine through, and you are the hope for all the world. You are the peace, you are the joy, you are the love for all the world. You are the hope, you are the peace, you are the hope for all the world.
Yesterday, you came to lift me up, as light as straw and brittle as a bird. Today, I weigh less than a shadow on the wall, just one more whisper of a voice unheard. Tomorrow, leave the windows open as fear grows. Please hold me in your arms. Won't you help me if you can to shake this anger? I need your gentle hands to keep me calm, 'cause I never thought I'd lose. I only thought I'd win. I never dreamed I'd feel this fire beneath my skin. I can't believe you love me. I never thought you'd come. I guess I misjudged love between a father and his son.
Most people take the relationship with their father for granted. Most fathers have big dreams for their sons. Will the son grow up to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a world-class athlete? But what about the son who turns out to be different? What about the father who learns his son is gay? The relationship changes. Oh, we talk on birthdays and holidays, a few phone calls here and there. But for the most part, we go our separate ways. I guess I'm luckier than most. Some people are rejected completely by their families when they reveal that they're gay. One day my dad showed up at my front door from out of state. It really blew me away. It was so unlike him. I later learned my brother had called him. The first thing he mentioned was my weight loss. I told him I was just working too much. I blew it off. He knew better. He knew I was ill. That afternoon I broke down and told him that I had AIDS. We talked about things we'd never talked about before. About life, my parents' divorce, the distance between us. That afternoon I learned my father loved me. I guess I always knew. But that afternoon, he told me. Now I know you can never get the time lost back, but we can make the most of the days to come. My dad and I are friends. I love him, and he loves me. He loves me. He's my dad.
Dreamed I'd feel this fire beneath my skin. I can't believe you love me. I never thought you'd come. I guess I misjudged love
between a father and his son.
A child is like a lump of clay in a parent's hands. They look to their parents for guidance and shaping. They look to their parents to find out who and what they are to become. Since my diagnosis with HIV, I've learned some things about myself. You would not believe the barrage of questions I've gotten from doctors, insurance companies, caseworkers, HRS. It's been overwhelming. The AIDS Resource Alliance convinced me to talk to a counselor. They said Centaur would provide one free of charge to anyone affected by HIV/AIDS. In our first session, I was asked even more questions. I guess my counselor was getting more information on my background. He asked, "Are you addicted to alcohol?" "No." "Are you addicted to drugs?" "No." "Are you addicted to sex?" Addicted to sex? I said no. That day, I began to think about that question. I pondered over it again and again. I couldn't get it out of my mind. Then, I knew the truth. I had been addicted to sex. I'd been very promiscuous. I don't know how many lovers I've had over the years. I have learned that I was looking for acceptance. I needed to know that I was attractive, that people wanted to be with me. See, I felt that if I was very attractive sexually, then I was okay as a person. It was all my insecurities about myself that led me to be so promiscuous. You know, I don't know how or when I contracted the AIDS virus. I don't even know if I have infected anyone else, or how many, or if it haunts me every day. I could never hurt anyone on purpose. I just wanted to feel loved, accepted. If you are a parent, then listen to me, please. Love your children. Listen to them and understand their needs. Do all you can to instill them with self-confidence. Build up their self-esteem so they don't have a need to go out and find a deadly substitute in the arms of strangers. Make your child feel important. A child is like a lump of clay. All they need are gentle hands and loving care to form them into happy, healthy, and content human beings. We must all love the children. They are our future.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place could be much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you find there's no need to cry. In this place, you'll feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. You want to know why? There's a love that cannot lie. Love is strong. You don't need cares for joyful giving. Why we shall see in this bliss we cannot feel. Fear or dread, we stop existing and start living. That it feels it always loves enough, you're as growing to make a better world. Make a better world.
Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. And the dream we want can live is through a joyful face. And the world we live in, we're shining getting grace. And then why do we keep wrangling like this earth crucifying soul? When it's plain to see this was heavenly, Jesus Lord. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying.
Ladies and gentlemen, the composer and lyricist of the theme song for Voices, A Time to Listen, Glenn Gettings.
There's a voice reaching out, a voice crying out to the voice in your heart, telling you there's so much to do. There's a child reaching out, a child crying out to the child in your heart. Starts with you. There's so much to do. Yes, there's so much to do. Voices reaching out to other voices, hoping to find your heart, longing to just be a part of it all. Voices reaching out to other voices of love and hope. Better listen, that next voice may come from home. May come from home. Come from home. Voices reaching out to other voices, hoping to find a heart, longing to just be a part of it all. Voices reaching out to other voices of love and hope. You better listen. That next voice may come from home. May come from home.
Tonight, we hope we've enlightened and awakened. Awaken the voice from inside you and me. The voice of hope, the voice of love, the voice of compassion, the voice of determination. There's a long fight ahead and we need your help. Do it for yourself, for your family, for your friends. Do it for your children and your children's children. Do it for mankind. Tonight started with one voice, the voice of Michael Thompson. All the voices that have joined Michael's chorus. All these voices have joined Michael's chorus and have signed the finale backdrop. And as the backdrop passes over your head, please take our message of love and hope with you. And most importantly, let your one voice be heard. It is a time to listen.
Faith, trust, Thank you.